He's a motivational speaker and Amazon best-selling author. His book got number one on Amazon. Number one. That's a very big thing, ladies and gentlemen. International master trainer and facilitator in life skills. He also does frequently his signature program on power of mind, creative visualization. A very humble gentleman and a dear friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our next speaker, Mr. Ajit Panicker.
Good afternoon. What an introduction. Shay, thank you for that introduction. Mine. Nancy just, gave a wonderful speech which was on power of choices, decisions. Where all does that come from? We decide based on what we have experienced in life. And so today, before I move on to what my experience in life is, I will just say one sentence, that I'm not here to bring that difference in your life. I'm just about to share difference which I brought in my life. Maybe you get inspired, maybe you don't. Maybe you take a cue and inspire yourself. So this is something which happened to me somewhere in 2010. I was undergoing a pathetic situation in my life. Had changed 4 jobs in 5 years' time. Had put on 25 kilos of weight from a normal weight. My triglyceride level was 675, my dear friend. 150 is the normal. If I would have been at an age which was 40 plus, one shot and I'm well, you know where. My wife was undergoing a terrible medical condition. We were childless for 7 years. I had started off one firm with two of my partners, which was going broke. They wanted to move on to something better, which would give them much better income. And I was left in midway with a lot of expenses, a lot of expenditures coming my way. I was not able to burn the fixed cost. I had to cut down the business which I was doing. I had to almost shut down at one stage of my life. We did not have a house. Every married couple, once they get married, the next vision, the wish is to have their own beautiful home, house. So I was like trying to wonder, what is it that is going wrong? I was a good scholar. I was gold medalist in my MBA program. I was placed in campus with ICICI Bank, and I had to change 4 jobs in 5 years of time. What was going wrong? So a lot of introspection I did. And while I was, visiting one of, I visited one of my doctors who I was visiting regularly, which was for the triglyceride levels I was, suffering from. I met one person, patient. He was waiting to meet few people, and they were doctors. And doctors who had come to visit him actually. And he told me that, I asked him, why is it that they have come to meet you if you are a patient? As in, you look absolutely fine. He was saying that you are a patient, but you look absolutely fine. He said, I am fine now, but I was not. I was suffering from a mental disorder called bipolar disorder. I said, okay. Then what did you do to change that? He said, somebody suggested me something to read, just casually. That book was The Power of Subconscious Mind. I'm sure a lot of you must have read it. Right? And I said, okay. And did that change your life? Just by reading a book? He said, no. He said, no. Not just by reading that book. There are a lot of things which we learn, we get inspired from. So we have to act on it, and I did. I just tried to tap the subconscious mind as it was explained in that book. So it's not that we all come with a lot of learnings in our life. We keep on learning, and that's how he taught me a lesson. I went back to straighten up my life, to straighten up my life. And I read that book. I bought that book that evening itself. I read that book and I found that really interesting. I read that second time, the second day, and finished it. Third day, I read it for the third time and finished it. And then I read about close to 100 books which were related to the subconscious mind and creative visualization. So I learned something which was already there. I did not devise anything. I did not invent anything. I just practiced on what people have practiced. And trust me, my dear friends, I had a stable job for 4 years after that. We had our own home in 2014. We bought a flat. We were blessed with twins, a boy and a girl, on 1st November 2015. In 2010, while I was venting out those frustrations in my life and was writing a blog that turned into a book, My School, My Father, which became an Amazon bestseller on 27th of January 2017, and on 3rd May, it became a #1 bestseller in Amazon. I was just taking it casually when I was writing that book. How did this all happen? It all happened by a technique called creative visualization. So while I was using this creative visualization piece, Sherry had just used one of those techniques, affirmation. That's one of those techniques. We have several other techniques available in market, available on books. There are a lot of people who have already done a lot of research. They've spent their entire lifetime. Napoleon Hill, X, Y, Z. There are n number of writers and authors available they're in place. But how many of us can actually read books and change life?
Yeah, that's the part.
So I did, and that's why I'm speaking. I did. And so it's not only in this forum, in wherever I am sitting, my place, my office, my professional space, my society, my neighbors, wherever I am living this life every single moment. And I'm trying to probably share my experience, not teaching anybody. Trust me, I'm not teaching anybody. There are people here who are much more experienced, 35, maybe 25, 30 years of work ex. So, what is this creative visualization all about? So, creative visualization, like this affirmation, is a technique for which you have to first frame your mind with these two preconditions, which in itself are very difficult. Now I'm myself saying very difficult. Maybe I'm trying to test your strength of mind. So what you have to basically do in this technique, you have to keep yourself thoroughly positive. Thoroughly positive means you have to keep yourself thoroughly positive. Now, I keep on taking these seminars and life skills programs, and my participants keep asking me, "Sir, how is the question? How do we keep ourselves positive thoroughly?" So, we cannot avoid emotions. We cannot avoid both the types of emotions. The positive would come, and more than the positive ones, the negative emotions keep creeping in and keep disturbing our life. खुशी कुछ पल की होती है और दुख बहुत लंबा, शायद कुछ साल तक रहते हैं. So we cannot avoid the emotions. We just have to manage the emotions through the power of a subconscious mind. There are 3 types of mind. If people have read, I'm sure people have read because I'm here to speak, so I'll speak. So the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the conscious mind. You have to tap your subconscious mind. I tapped my subconscious mind. and actually made it work so that things around me could change. What is creative visualization? And the first condition which I said was you have to keep yourself thoroughly positive. You, just in case if a negative emotion creeps in, you have to think exactly opposite of that. Exactly opposite of that. You can use this affirmation. It's a wonderful technique to start your day. I do that. And my wife was laughing when she was reading, smiling rather, I wouldn't say laughing, she was smiling, because I do this every day. Sometimes, she's gone through all these affirmations. I have a lal kitab. I have a magical book. By chance, my wife belongs from a medical fraternity. Her father is basically a wholesaler in medicines. He's a businessman. So we get those stationaries. So I got that stationery book, a Lal Kitab, which is still not over. And I keep writing my affirmations every day in the morning and keep repeating whenever I get that kind of a time during my daytime. And I sleep with those affirmations. We call those as wishes in the wish list. We call those as affirmations. But yes, those work. So that's one way to keep yourself positive. There was a lot of energy here when this affirmation was going on. Yes. By the time it ended, the energy was just zoom. It was zooming. Why? Because we not dare to do these affirmations. We don't want. We basically probably are not energizing ourselves a lot during the day. We get tired. So I was also saying that I put on about 25 kilos of weight. When things like this happen, the creative visualization piece which you do, people and the resources and situations keep forming around you. And then you have to just use your subconscious mind to understand that this is the situation, this is the person, this is the resource, and you have to act on it. You have to actually act on it. मंगेरी लाल के सपने सिर्फ दिल्ली दूरदर्शन के उस प्रोग्राम में ही अच्छे लगते हैं. You have to act on it. And so I take cues every day and act on it. So there was one person who in 2010 around 11, there was one person who had just shifted his house and was my neighbor from that point in time. And one morning he came up to me and said that let's go for a jog. By the way, I belong from army background. I was in Indian Navy for 2 years. I met with an accident while doing parachute jumping, and I had to come out of the Indian forces on medical grounds. I belong from an army background. My father, my two brothers are in army. But then, even during that time, in those 2-3 years, I had probably forgotten or had not tapped that subconscious mind. I was not making my conscious mind listen to my subconscious mind. And I was probably not understanding a simple fact कि यार fit रहने के लिए दौड़ना पड़ता है या कुछ physical करना पड़ता है. That friend of mine, he took me and he started jogging. And trust me, just by jogging, I lost those 22 kilos out of those 25 kilos in 1 year's time. I'm not going to say that it was magical, it happened in 15 days. Sorry, ads are fake. 15, 20, 13, they're all fake. It takes time. And so that also happens. What is creative visualization? I'm just trying to create that curiosity. Creative visualization. You have to visualize how you want your life in images. Exact living images. One of the creative visualization piece which I did, as I am just going to tell you, is that I started visualizing myself with my 2 babies and playing with them in a swimming pool which faces my flat. So there are 3 wishes. There are 3 visualizations happening together. My babies were not there. I did not have a flat. And when I did not have a flat and did not have a baby, we did not have babies, I could not enjoy that happiness of playing with them. So you have to visualize with feelings, you have to live those visualizations right now. to make that difference in your life. And that's what I did and I continue to do. And one of those recent visualization, which I would say, is that I wanted to be on a TEDx platform, which I would be very soon. And it's not a declaration. It's just a visualization. I'm on a platform called MS Talks. Thank you for all the time you have given me to speak, for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you.